In today's video, we'll talk about the one word that you should be concentrating on to make 2014 your most successful year yet. Hi, Lori here with visionofsuccess.tv. You know, as we move from one year to the next, what everybody likes to do is they like to take a look at where they've been and put that in towards the path of where they're going to. If you're out there right now reading any type of trade publication or magazine or newspaper, or if you've even attended some online events or even some seminars and things like that, even on a one-to-one or even on a group level at the moment, everything is focused on how you can take a look at where you've been in the past for this past year and apply it to the future, to apply it to the coming year. And all of those ideas are great. There's so much advice out there, so many checklists and guides and blueprints and all kinds of things that literally can help you map out the direction that you want to take in the coming year. Now, when we look at the new year, it's kind of a refreshing thing, of a way of looking at things and going, you know, whatever happened in the past is behind us now. Now we can move forward. That's why we have things like resolutions and you know, all these goals that we establish for ourselves for the coming year. But the problem is we tend to get overwhelmed with all that as well. All of a sudden, you know, we've been chugging along and everything's going fine, and all of a sudden we're faced with a new year and we want to start out great. We want to do great things in the coming year. So we set up all these goals, set up all these lists, set up all these resolutions that we're going to adhere to. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, that doesn't come through because of overwhelm, of fear and overwhelm. All of a sudden we have all of this information being thrown at us and we're not sure what to do. We're not sure of the direction to go to or whose advice to take. So in many cases, having too much direction, having too many goals is not really helpful at all. In fact, it's more of a problem. So if you've always kind of faced that in the past where you find by, you know, January 7th or so, you've already, you know, totally destroyed your to-do list and no longer have your resolutions anywhere near because you've already broken most of the things that you've set out for, I'm here to tell you that there is another way that you can do it. And instead of creating these grandiose lists and all this stuff for you to do, stick with one word. One word can help you out in more ways than you can imagine. So if I were to come into your office or sit down with you in your living room, or maybe we'd meet for a cup of coffee at your favorite coffee house, I would tell you there is one word that you should be focusing on in 2014 and beyond. One word that is going to help, whether you have an idea that you're first starting to get out, you're starting your business from scratch, or if you've been in business for a number of years and you're looking to take it to a new level. No matter where you're at with your business idea, there's one word that I think is going to matter more in 2014 than ever before, and that word is storytelling. Now, I know if you've been following me for a while, you've seen that word again and again, and because I consider it to be vitally important to the direction that we are going, the direction that we are heading. Because if you think about any old methods of marketing that we've had before, where people throw ideas at you and concepts and benefits and features and all those kinds of things, you tend to blank out, right? The minute you see an ad in a newspaper or a magazine or a commercial, what do? You flip the button and you change the channel and you move on, or you flip the magazine as quick as possible. Because we're not focused in anymore on traditional marketing. We don't like that anymore. We don't want someone to slam something down our throat and say, buy, buy, buy. That's not who we are as a society. We have changed literally over the last couple years here so drastically that in many cases, you know, as business owners, we can't even keep up with the concepts anymore. But ultimately, the people that are succeeding right now are all about storytelling. Let me give you an example. Now, if you've happened to see one of Apple's ads over the past holiday here, over the past few weeks, they had a wonderful ad. In fact, I even made mention and kind of posted one of the videos to my Facebook page. If you can always go over there and take a look at it, because I do have a link over there to it. But one of the things that I really liked about the ad that they had out this year for the holidays was they showed a teenage boy walking through life with all his parents and his relatives, everyone that's come in for the holidays. You know, they're out enjoying meals together. They're even outside building snowmans and throwing snowballs and everything, having a great time as a family. But here's this teenage kid walking around with his mobile device, and he's just constantly, you know, it looks like he's texting, he's doing all this kind of things. And the parents and the grandparents and everyone around is just kind of, you know, let him do his thing type. just kind of putting him off to the side. He's there, but he's sitting on a fence and he's doing some different things. And so you follow this through, you follow this commercial through, and everyone's having a good time, but again, the teenager is constantly focusing on his mobile device, to the point where they even sit down for a holiday gathering and they're all opening up gifts. And again, they're opening up, as the turns go around, it moves from the grandparents to the little kids to the mom and dad, and they're all focusing in on laughing and having a good time as a family. And when they pan over to the teenager, again, there he sits with his mobile device. But then a funny thing happens, because he gets up, he goes and he turns on the television and he shows what he's been creating. And he's been taking little clips of video along the way of all the different family members. And then they pan over to the grandma and she's crying. And they pan over to the mom and dad and they give this teenage son such a big hug, because they realize that he is involved, but he's involved in his own way. Now, teenagers grew up with mobile devices. That's who they are. They can text, they can do lots of different things that, again, as someone my age, they just simply couldn't do. We cannot keep up with all the different concepts, because that's what they're used to. And the key is Apple understood that. And they did not go out and they say, here's the benefits, here's the features of our product. No, they showed how it was put to use. They showed how it became a part of our lifestyle. And so that's what you want. That's how you tell the story. You don't tell the story of what are my features and what are my benefits. You show how your product or how your service is applicable to your society, to your clientele, to your marketplace. And if you can do that without having to list out the benefits and the features and all those other good things, if you can actually tell the story of how what you have to offer is going to be applicable to their life, you've got a winner every time. Now, if you've liked this tip, I'm going to continue to bring tips week after week in much the same manner. And I would love for you to join me and share in my tips. Make sure, if you haven't already done so, to head over to my website and sign up for my free newsletter, in which I will provide tips like this every single week. Because my goal is to make my 2014 profitable and your 2014 as profitable as well. Happy New Year, everyone.